So let's talk about the value and show an example of the value of why I'm so passionate about you doing the foundational course that introduces the 5 Powershot template, okay? Let me give you a demonstration of what's going on and the difference between that type of training for functional self-defense with a cane versus something that is theoretical or based on forms or tradition. We get this a lot. We see this a lot. So well-meaning instructors, incidentally, well-meaning instructors, we begin an application. This is a typical example. So you have a two-handed, this is supposed to represent a two-handed attack from the rear, hands on the shoulders. We're starting off from a suitcase grip, okay? You're assuming several things when you're doing this. Number one is that were you walking around like this, and then, you know, with a suitcase grip? Chances are not. I don't recommend doing that. There's only 2 ways you can hang around with this cane that we teach anyhow, and that's a standard or a reverse grip. Number one. Number two, this represents, he is not a Frankenstein monster. He doesn't stay there. There's something else to this. He's not just going to put his shoulder there. Yeah, he normally come with a functional attack. Yeah, he wants to turn me around, to throw a punch, to you know, bear hug. It's something functional. He wants to follow up on that. It's not just stationary. Number 3, when I'm starting off from a suitcase grip, there's a chunk of the shaft here that he has. So now he not only turns me around, but now I have to, you know, think about retaining the cane. So these are things, right? And then the application usually has to do with something, you know, where I'm coming in here to use the horn. In short, let me show you the difference in that. Number 1, I want a functional attack. Number 1, let's start off by hanging around with this tool the way that we would in the street, which is either you're walking around, you're ambulating this way, or you're hanging around with it here. And we'll go from there, because you have to train in that. It doesn't seem like it's a big detail, but it is. It's very important. So we're over here, and then look at what the attack is going to be. The attack is going to be, he goes ahead and turns around however he feels like it, and then I got something I got to deal with. Okay, let's just play it from there. And I may have an opportunity to create space. The cane gives me that kind of leverage because it gives me distance. But I may also not have that opportunity because when he turns me, notice that he's forcing me to turn here right into that punch. He is a physically capable young guy. So what happens is when he does that, I'm going to have to take a big step out, okay, to avoid this. And watch what I do with this hand. It's called an armadillo. So when he does this, boom, there's the first shot. So I cover myself, there's the second one, and I'm still able to move going forward. And it was all done with striking, which requires less refined skill, which works best when you're under duress. Watch it slow. I'm walking around. Walking. Boom, there he goes. Do you think if he gets hit, right? This is a padded cane. Imagine if he gets hit with one of our bone crushers here, right? Boom, there's the one. He did his follow-up. Boom. One more time. Do it again. Pop, pop, right? Well, don't whack him in the head, right? You have to decide if that attack warrants that you do that. But you get the idea of what I'm saying, right? Just 1 and 2 and done deal. Rather than having to deal with, it is simple, you just have to have the basic training. That's the value of 5 to survive that foundational course. Okay?